Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In-Depth.
Coming up on HHS In-Depth, Principal Swinford reflects on his first year leading Homestead.
Plus, we'll take a look at the new garden growing outside the cafeteria.
And we'll say goodbye to the seniors of HHS In-Depth.
And I'll be in later on with your full forecast for the Memorial Day weekend.
All that and so much more.
Coming up today on HHS In-Depth. Hello, Homestead. It's Thursday, May 21st, and thank you for joining us today on HHS In-Depth. I'm Owen Kruger.
And I'm Caroline Burns. And in honor of this being the last episode of HHS In-Depth for the year and our last episode of high school as we approach graduation, I'm feeling reflective over the past year.
Absolutely. I think looking back at my freshman year, I've changed so much. And I think part of that also is how much the school has changed since then.
And one of those big changes actually just came about a year ago when Homestead welcomed in new principal Mr. Swinford, who stepped into a role that impacts the entire school community. Now, after a full school year on the job, reporter Emma Newberry sat down with him to reflect on his first year at Homestead.
When you think back to this time last year, you had just been named Homestead principal. What were your expectations and how did they shape into reality?
With any school, it doesn't matter if it's Homestead or Southside or Northrop or any high school in the state of Indiana, kids are kids, and that's always my expectation when I go into schools, and even next year I'll go into it, that kids are kids. They're not going to be perfect. They're going to make mistakes. Until kids got to know me, they really didn't know which way we were going. So the first 9 weeks, anytime you start something, you don't want to make huge changes. You just want to learn what everything's about.
Looking back at the school year, what experiences stand out the most to you?
The celebrations, because that's one thing that surprised me. I get emails each week, if not every day, of kids that have won merit scholarships, or we won this dance competition over the weekend, or this group of kids placed first in a national competition. And, that's the proud papa moment for me, that when I can see you guys achieving and doing good things. And, Homestead has a great name in the community about being high achievement and us winning things. And that is held true here.
Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add as your first year being the Homestead principal?
Well, I want to thank everybody, because there's been times that I probably asked a lot of questions trying to figure out how we do things at Homestead. But, people have been very, very welcoming. They've helped me out whenever I've needed. I have a good team around me. I have a great teaching staff, that works well with me and works well together. And, I'm excited to see where Homestead goes from here.
And now we go beyond Homestead.
In national news earlier this week, the World Health Organization has declared a public health emergency following Ebola outbreaks in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. With more than 100 suspected deaths, officials warn the situation could be larger than currently reported. In response, the CDC has enacted Title 42, restricting entry into the United States for at least 30 days. A measure previously used during the COVID-19 pandemic. In other news, the U.S. Senate is currently debating a new infrastructure bill known as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. The proposal aims to improve roads, bridges, and public transportation, while also investing in renewable energy and expanding internet access. Discussions are ongoing, and the outcome could have a major impact on communities across the country. Stick around, more HHS In-Depth is still to come.
Next Monday is Memorial Day, and although many just see it as a day off, let's take a moment to honor our fallen and learn about this annual holiday. Started first in 1868, it was originally called Decoration Day and was celebrated to honor the nearly 620,000 soldiers whose lives were lost in the Civil War. The original intent of the holiday was that it would be used to decorate the graves of fallen soldiers, which is why it takes place near the end of May, when flowers typically bloom. As time went on, the holiday expanded to celebrate soldiers of all wars, and in 1968, the Uniform Monday Holiday Act was passed, which registered it as an official national holiday. This Memorial Day, make sure to honor the soldiers whose sacrifices have given us so much. Michael Foxworthy, HHS In-Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth.
Seniors, if you do not plan to attend the graduation ceremony, please notify Rita Anderson by Wednesday, May 27th. Diplomas will not be distributed at the ceremony and must be picked up in person at Homestead on June 16th or 17th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., entering through door 33. A student or parent must present a photo ID, no exceptions. Finally, students taking higher ed courses must submit their college transcript to Mrs. Anderson by May 22nd for credit to count toward graduation.
The Outdoor Cafeteria area now features a new addition, a student-built garden filled with growing plants. Created by Madam Borders and her students, the garden is now designed to grow vegetables and herbs throughout the summer, inspired by the edible schoolyard movement. When students return in the fall, they'll harvest the garden as part of a new gardening club open to all students.
Both of these, the tomato garden and the herb garden, will give some of the produce to our culinary arts department. And I'm hoping that other content areas can also use the garden either for inspiration for writing or drawing or for language classes to talk about the garden and talk about plants. And so this year we're keeping it pretty simple, but hopefully year by year, again, we can grow it out. And I really would love to have student input on what students want to grow. But the goal is to get that club started in August so that we can keep it going and plan over the winter so that come spring 2027, we know exactly what we want to do.
Madam Borders hopes the project continues to grow into a shared space for the entire Homestead community. If you're interested in joining, reach out using the contact below.
The class of 2027 was in 5th grade when COVID cut their school year and their musical performance short. Lafayette Meadows students may remember preparing for Frozen only to perform it virtually. This year, that same class got a second chance as Mrs. Mattis invited them back to perform the final song in this year's production of Frozen the Musical.
A memorial bench was recently dedicated at Homestead to honor the passing of Coach Lubia's father, giving players, students, and community members a place to reflect and support one another.
Receiving this pleasant surprise was really good on his behalf. It gives me a good perspective of what life is all about. We've tried to build a good program here based on families, and we are one family. So when I see something of great love like that coming out of them, to me is really a very heartwarming thing.
Well, this was a huge surprise. The passing of Coach Lubia's father makes him believe
humanity is more important than anything. So being human and being able to give yourself away, you end up becoming who God has called you to be. So that's the impact that we see. That's I believe, the legacy my dad would want to see.
The bench stands as more than just a tribute. It represents the lasting impact of family, community, and mentorship, both on and off the field.
Last Wednesday, the Homestead Academic Awards ceremony took place in the auditorium, recognizing students for departmental honors as well as seniors earning scholarships, grants, and awards. Some seniors were even recognized with specialized scholarships from organizations like the military and environmental programs. The long-standing tradition celebrates the hard work and achievements of Homestead students.
Congratulations to the Homestead Yearbook class for earning an excellence plaque from Walsworth Yearbooks. Recognizing this year's books for its outstanding quality, Walsworth has also selected the yearbook as a model for future publications. Yearbooks were delivered last week and are currently being distributed to students all week long. So be sure to pick yours up and check out the award-winning work.
The latest edition of Spartana has officially been printed for the month of May, with a special hard copy now available for students to pick up.
This is just a really big opportunity for us to be able to get it back in print and hopefully get the popularity back up, because our numbers have dropped since we stopped printing a couple years ago. So hopefully it gives the Spartana kind of a rebirth and more interest in journalism as a whole.
It's been a while since Spartana has released a physical edition, so be sure to grab one while supplies last.
With the school year coming to a close, graduation is right around the corner. Reporter Aiden McCauley has important details and reminders for the class of 2026.
Congratulations to the class of 2026. Graduation is on June 4th with a mandatory rehearsal at 4:30 and the ceremony at 7. Students must stay at the Coliseum in between the rehearsal and the ceremony. Bags must stay with family as they are not allowed during the ceremony. While attending graduation is free, parking at the Coliseum is not, costing $8. Casual clothes are not allowed, with students having to wear their cap and gowns for the entire ceremony. Any items not permitted will be collected and returned to students when they pick up their diplomas. Real diplomas will not be handed out at the ceremony, but must be picked up at door 33 from 10 to 4 on June 16th and 17th. Photo IDs are required for students or parents to pick up diplomas. Questions? Contact Ms. Kennedy at the address shown below. Aiden McCauley, HHS In-Depth.
Thank you for the information, Aiden.
Since this is the final edition of HHS In-Depth for 2025 to 2026 school year, we're taking a moment to recognize the senior class that made this show happen each week.
Here's a look back at the memories, the moments, and the people who made this year unforgettable.
I don't know, I've been in this program for like 4 years and it's just like become a part of my life. It's gonna be weird to not be in the class anymore and have to go to college and be away from all this. Cause I know everything, you know? But definitely I have friends because of media, like being in the same class and having to talk with each other and be involved and help each other with different projects.
My favorite memories have been with our podcast and talk show, Are You For Real? I've loved the behind the scenes work we've done together to prepare all the episodes and recording all of them, and all the wins we've had together. It's been great bonding moments.
I mean, going into college and not knowing anyone, I mean, this was my heart, this was my home, these were my people, my teachers I was so close to. That was one of the hardest things for me, was losing those connections. I've always kind of built my life for the past 4 years around the program, and I was so put into it that when I left, it felt like I was missing a piece of myself.
Everything I know about media. I've kind of come from this program. I always knew sports, always loved sports, but how to describe it, how to, tell a story, how to make things more fun for the people at home, more interesting. It's all come from this program and learning, whether it's the older guys who did broadcasting that were a couple grades ahead of me, or Schenkel and Dunn, everything that they have taught me, obviously the technical side, learning Adobe Premiere and Audition and all that stuff I had never touched until I'd come here, and learning how to do all that.
It's always awesome how our program just keeps growing, and every year each class brings its own extra push to make this program better. There's definitely been so many building blocks set aside by the senior class that it's going to be sure to be looked at back as very fondly.
I'll just always remember that it's not just one or two, it's so many. It's more than a handful. It's a ton of kids. No matter what class they were in, HHS In-Depth or other advanced classes, that just did so much and proved how awesome this class of 2026 was.
Oh, and I have to say, with Memorial Day and the start of summer so close, I truly can't wait to get out and hopefully experience some warm temperatures.
Caroline, ever since I came back from Siesta Key for spring break, those warm temperatures have been calling my name, and I need them back soon.
Well, I unfortunately didn't get a glimpse of the warm temperatures during spring break. I'm really excited to have my first experience with them for the 2026 year, hopefully soon. And now is weather reporter Elena Baker to let us know if I can finally experience some warm temperatures this weekend.
Well, guys, even though our summer break starts next week and we're hoping for weather that reflects that, the upcoming weekend temperatures and conditions are looking to be a bit more like spring. As you walk out of school today, expect some partly cloudy skies with a high of 65. It looks like the April showers carried into the end of May, as the rest of the weekend will be filled with periods of rain off and on Friday through Sunday. This rain is cooling the temperatures down to the mid-60s on Friday with 15-mile-per-hour winds, so a long sleeve might be a better option than a tank top. It's going to warm up ever so slightly on Saturday with the high reaching 67 degrees. To round out the weekend, Sunday will climb up to 73 degrees, but the rainy conditions are to continue. And for your day off on Memorial Day, we'll get close to 80 degrees again under mostly cloudy skies. While you might want to spend your last weekend of the school year outside in the warm weather, due to rain, it is a perfect opportunity to stay inside and do some last-minute studying for finals. Elena Baker, HHS In-Depth.
Thank you for filling us in on this weekend's weather forecast, Elena.
Stick around, more HHS In-Depth is still to come.
Finals week is coming up with exams starting tomorrow and continuing to next week. But don't stress, I'm here to offer you some advice for your exam preparations. Firstly, before you jump right into your study guides, develop a study plan that outlines what topics you need to cover and when, and sets goals for your sessions. Next, consider forming a study group with classmates to enhance understanding of difficult topics. Thirdly, take care of yourself. Don't underestimate the importance of a healthy lifestyle during your study period. Ask for help. Don't hesitate to reach out to teachers and classmates for clarification or additional resources. Lastly, in the days leading up to the exam, review your notes and key concepts from the entire year. Ensure you're comfortable with everything you've studied. Good luck and happy studying, Spartans.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth.
Before we end our show today, with this being our final time anchoring, Owen and I want to say a big thank you to everyone involved in our media journey.
Thank you to our teachers, Mr. Schenkel and Mr. Dunn, for the constant guidance and support over the past 4 years.
We would also like to thank you all for watching today's show and for supporting HHS In-Depth all year long.
This might be our last show, but HHS In-Depth will return in August, so be on the lookout for content beginning next school year.
Good luck on finals, and congratulations to the class of 2026. And enjoy a well-deserved summer break.
For the final time this school year, have a great weekend, Homestead.